Ready? First and foremost, I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. McQuaid and Mr. and Mrs. Rickett for all the festivities they've hosted this evening. They definitely know how to throw a party or two. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Charlotte, and I've been planning this speech for 13 years. Brooke and I have been best friends since high school down in South Florida. We could have been friends in middle school, but Brooke was busy running for school treasurer, dating boys, and I was still wearing braces and wearing scrunchies. When I reflected on Brooke's journey to Phil and their subsequent journey together, I thought of 4 important things. Cookie cakes,
Yes.
sheep, wet hair, and crepe myrtle. So cookie cakes. As I said, Brooke and I met in high school in 2000, and I quickly learned the kind of friend that she is. Brooke is the kind of friend who will drop everything to mend a broken heart. She's also the kind of friend who will raid her parents' liquor stash, invite her 8 best friends over, and throw a memorable night at the McQuaids. You girls remember those nights. She's the kind of friend who made no less than 30 cookie cakes throughout high school because she believed that each one of her friends deserved to feel special. Most importantly, she's the kind of friend who celebrates her friends' successes wholeheartedly, always our biggest fan throughout the way. Sheep. 8 years later, Brooke and I find ourselves back in Northern Virginia, and she gets this job at ESI. And the stories of Phil, this guy I work with, come daily. It got to the point where Brooke would come home and she would say, okay, so Phil, this guy I work with, and I'd say, yes, Phil, your work husband, we know Phil. So Phil won my approval before I ever even met him with a little prank he played on Brooke. As you know, or hopefully you know, Phil is an IT wizard, and he put a little virus on Brooke's work computer. So all of a sudden, Brooke's working, and sheep start falling from her computer screen. And the best part about it is the sheep start piling up on the bottom of her screen, so she can't see her spreadsheet anymore. But she tries to keep working and ignore the sheep that are piling up on her screen. So finally, she can't see her screen anymore, so she gives in, and she has to call Phil, her IT knight in shining armor. Well, it worked because they started dating. Wet hair. I can guarantee that about half of you in here have no idea that Brooke has really curly hair. And if you do know, you probably have never seen it. So a few summers ago, we go on a tubing trip together. And we spend like 30 minutes meticulously tying all these tubes together. And we go over like the slowest rapid, and all the tubes are falling apart everywhere. It was dangerous, terrible. I look up and I see Brooke on this rock, soaking wet, and that curly hair in all its glory. And I think, oh no, tubing trip over. But the greatest thing happened. She goes, don't worry about me, I'm with Phil. Stop. And I knew right then, she had found the love of her life, her soulmate, probably the only man to see her with wet curly hair. Crepe myrtle. As you all know, Brooke and Phil became homeowners last fall. Beautiful house in Bethesda. And I've been spending a lot of time going up doing wedding appointments with Brooke. So one weekend I drive up and I realized really quickly when I get there that I forgot it was the Rickett Landscaping Weekend Extravaganza. There's stuff everywhere. So I came up for a wedding fitting, or dress fitting, and Brooke gets in the car and she's so excited. I'm thinking, oh, she's so excited to put her dress on again. And she goes, look at the crepe myrtle. I go, Brooke, what's a crepe myrtle? So she goes on and on and on about like the bushes and the plants and the trees and the grass and the mulch. I still have no idea what a crepe myrtle is. I think it's something in her yard. But the point of that is for the first time, I saw her as a homeowner she had become and the wife she was soon to become. And she had never looked more beautiful to me that day. So, that's where I gotta take the note out, Brooke. I'm so excited for the journey that you guys are about to embark on. And lucky for you, I do happen to hold the key to success in my hands. And it's marriage advice from my 4th grade students. And I just want to share a few of them with you tonight. Love and forgive. Take a minute to laugh. Create a new family for the world. If you have a baby, take turns or make a schedule of changing diapers. Always, and I mean always, cherish each other. And the 4 most important words in a marriage, Phil. I'll do the dishes. So please, join me in raising your glasses to toasting Mr. and Mrs. Philip Matthew Whitman.
That was amazing. The greatest.
Cheers. And if you're not already down here, get on the dance floor.